Hey, this is Jess with Ensemble, and today I want to go over the 3 thickness options we have. 3! Can you believe it? You have options. I'm so excited to show you. So in every length we have 2 thicknesses, but in our most popular lengths we have 3. So I'm going to go over what each of those look like so you can see them side by side on me, so you can see the end visual, the shape, all the things. So we have the natural on the outside, the full in the middle, and the extra full. I kept the verbiage pretty simple because I thought, hey, that's usually what we say in consultations anyway. So first things first, I know that I don't have super thin hair. I'm going to demonstrate these in a way that I think you'll still be able to see the shape perfectly, because I want you to feel really confident in the type of piece that you're getting. So first of all, if you haven't seen these before, they don't have any clips. They're only held on by a wire, but it's not like a headband where you say, oh, a headband doesn't stay on my hair. A headband has hair underneath it so it can shift easily. The halo has a wire. So the wire looks like this. It's totally clear, you can't see it, but because it's a wire, or actually it's fishing line, it's super strong, so it's not gonna break. Don't worry about that. It's gonna sit right up against your scalp with your hair sandwiched on top and underneath, and that's what's gonna lock it in place. You can have extremely fine hair, extremely thick hair. This is gonna work for everyone. So this first piece I'm showing you is the natural. Ooh, and that is a little bit tight. So another thing, these are adjustable. You can adjust the hooks so that the wire sits a little bit bigger on your head, or if you need it tighter, then you can adjust it. So if people say, will this fit my head? Absolutely, and that's why. So the reason we called it the natural is because it's our lightest weight thickness. So those of you that are very thin, and meaning that you either have a lot of breakage or it's so thin that you're worried about seeing something through your hair, the natural is definitely the hair I'm gonna push you to. We always do a very soft finish on the ends. They start at already a light gram weight, but the way that we custom cut them, it makes them super light. So we add lots of layering, we texturize the ends so that if you have a really soft finish on your own hair, sometimes just adding a lot of thickness there can be shocking. And we want it to feel really comfortable and visually look a lot better, but not too drastically different to where you don't feel comfortable in your own skin. So we do a really soft finish on these. They're really flat to the head. You don't need to worry about bulk. I know if you have a really fine hair, that's a huge concern, and this lays extremely flat to the head. So this is the natural. I'm gonna put my hair down just so you can see. This one is about the same length as my hair. All of the lengths I'm showing you is 16-inch, just so you could see against my hair how that changes. So again, very lightweight, gives me a good amount of fullness, but nothing like drastic, just some oomph. But if you have really fine hair, this will make a big difference. Okay, the next halo I want to show you is our full thickness. So weight-wise, this is actually very similar to the natural. It's just structured a little bit differently. You're getting up about 15% more hair, but the structure is really the visual difference where you're going to notice. So this one has a little bit more fullness through the middle, and then just tapers at the very end. It's not a dramatic fullness in the middle, but it's just a little bit fuller. So I usually say, if you like a round shape, so if someone's like, oh, I have a lot of volume like close to my head, but then just disappears into nothing, then a full might feel really similar to your natural shape. So here's this one on me. You can tell it's not like, holy cow, drastic, but you can see the fullness starting, about jawbone and down. So this one, just, all of these lengths, even though pricing starts at a 12-inch, they go as short as we need to. I've done 6-inch, 8-inch, cut things at an angle. I have videos showing short lengths specifically, medium to long, and long lengths. So if you're like, I'm in a different category, there's still a video for you. But in the short length specifically, a lot of you are looking at the natural versus the full and just deciding how much fullness we want. So if you like the look of this one, keep in mind that we can still make the ends a little more blunt. We can make it even softer on the ends, but I wanted you to see the shape difference. That's the big key. So this is the one that I wear every day. This is, I love my natural, but this one just gives me, makes a little bit more of a difference for me than the natural would. And I just love it. So the full and the extra full come in all the lengths. So once you get longer, this is the one that you're gonna be looking at. The reason we didn't include the natural past a 16 is that it would just get really thin and just kind of look stringy. So we can still thin out a full at an 18-inch and longer, but you'll really be happy with this thickness in those longer lengths. So here's the full. Also pay attention that mine are all customized differently. So This is why you're here, is that you want a customized piece that matches you, but gives you some variety. So this one, I have a balayage, but still into a lighter dimensional blonde. The first one I did just had a root, very light blonde. And then this last one is the extra full. So this was a game changer. This was missing in the market for sure, because a lot of us want this look. So I'm gonna show you. Okay, so the extra full has a lot of weight, visual weight, in the bottom half. So where this has been extremely helpful is when someone has, let's say, a really blunt haircut, we need to blend into extensions, or they just have a lot of hair, but they still want more length. Most extensions would taper too soon and not have enough fullness at the ends to really transition naturally. So the extra full is amazing. Also, look how much darker this piece is and how well it's still gonna look in my hair. I love the extra full, especially when visually I want just a more glammed up look. Because I can wear all 3 thicknesses, that's what this serves for me. Oh, look at that. I feel like my ladies that are like, I have been wearing extensions for a long time and I just wanna go for it, they eventually add this to their collection because it's just so fun to have. But another reason a lot of people like the extra full, stay with me here, is because when you have a lot of thickness on an extension, your eyes go where it's the fullest. So the natural, evenly dispersed, very natural looking. The full, a little bit more fullness through the middle, tapers at the ends, not extremely thick or anything. But the extra full, because the weight visually is here, if I'm like, ooh, I wanna maybe bump up to an 18-inch full, not the extra full, an 18-inch full, then I'm really considering the 16-inch extra full too, because if you saw those side by side, which I do have a video showing those side by side, they're so similar. So if I'm like, I don't really want the extra 2 inches, but I want a longer look than the previous 2 extensions that I've been wearing, then the extra full does that for me. So for me, it gives me the longer look, the glammed up look without having to go with a longer length. A lot of people reach for a longer length, but then it's like kind of wispy or it's just not as full looking, when really this is what they wanted. They just didn't know they had the option. So at Ensemble, we have the 3 thicknesses and we have this extra full thickness all the way to a 20-inch. So my blondes, my brunettes, makes a huge difference. Our full is very full. When in the 24-inch, I look like a mermaid. It's crazy for me to wear that one. But for those of you with really long hair, it does come as long as a 24-inch. So here is the 3 thicknesses side by side, our natural, our full, natural, full, extra full. Look at those colors. So if you want some variety, you want a collection, we have an option for you. We can cut these as short as 6, 8 inches, and they come as long as 24 inch. So I hope that helps, seeing them side by side and kind of paint a visual of what you may be trying to create with your own hair. If you haven't heard of Ensemble before, we do all of this virtually. That's our specialty. We customize through coloring and cutting, and we do it online. So we talk online, you send me photos of your hair, it's all private. We discuss what you're wanting to accomplish with your hair, and then I give you some options on color and cut, and we go from there. So if this is something that you're interested in, go to ensemblehair.com, inquire, and I can reach out to you directly and do a consult.